Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what it is. First Formation Morning Sports Talk. Hey, it's your boy Trey, my man Bishop, and we are First Formation. So go ahead, fall in and get ready to hear what's been cracking. I hope y'all enjoyed your present this day or the off time, however you title it. Bishop, what's good with you, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Trey? WGO, WGO. What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing on this Tuesday, man? Hopefully, like my man said, my frat brother Trey said, hopefully y'all had a great Monday, for President's Day. I know a lot of all the kids was pretty much out of school. I know some people may have been off and other people were working, but hey, it is what it is, man. Hopefully, this finds y'all doing great on this Tuesday, back to work. So it's better than Monday for those that did have to go back to work on Tuesday. It's better than a Monday work day. So, you know what I'm saying? A short week for you for the most part. So, hey, I'm living it up, man. Chilling. Ready to talk some sports, man. What's good?
Good. What's good? So, question, Bishop. Just thought about it with you as you were speaking. What did you used to do during your 4 days when serving? Was it always just a chill, or did you get together with people, or like what was your 4 day or 3 day chill routine?
It varied, you know what I'm saying? It all depends. For the most part, when it comes to military and we get them 3 days, 4 days, especially for food service personnel or culinary
It's
specialists.
unfortunate because chances
Yeah.
are someone's working.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you working one of those days out of them 4 days. So it's or 3 days out of them 4 days or something like
Hmm.
that. So when we get them, you definitely take advantage of those days off, whether it's resting or relaxing, or whether you barbecuing with some friends or going over to some Korean's house, chilling and enjoying the day off. What up,
What's
Freddie?
good,
How you
Freddie?
doing, man?
Good
What's good
morning,
with you,
sir.
bro? Yeah, either way, bro. Yeah, that we look forward to those days. You know what I'm saying? We definitely look forward to those days, them 3 days, 4 days, and stuff
And
like that.
sometimes today even it's not even you don't we don't even look forward to doing anything except for resting, chilling,
That's it.
maybe a kickback or something like that,
Yeah,
possibly. But for the
yeah.
most part, I remember them
Get
days
ready
at
for Tuesday.
I remember them days at Truck House.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Over at Truck House. Yeah. Had an all white party and everything over at his house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 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 Man, shouts out the truck, man. But yeah, yeah, just get ready for Tuesday, man. You wake up Monday, know you got the day off, ain't gotta worry about PT, ain't gotta worry about nothing. You sit back, relax, make sure your stuff is ready for Tuesday, because you either gonna go in early or you're gonna go in at 10:30, one of the two, or
Hmm.
you're gonna have PT for that Tuesday. So either way, you know what I'm saying? And we all know if you didn't have PT on that Monday, you whatever PT you gonna do Monday, you're gonna do that Tuesday. So a lot of times it'd be a run. There was always a run after a 4 day or a 3 day. There was always
Yeah,
9 times out of
let's
10 a
get
good
back
chance
into
of
it.
a
Hmm.
urinalysis, not good chance of a urinalysis. And what else was it? Big normally a run day,
Run
urinalysis.
day, possibly your urinalysis,
Yeah,
maybe being bombarded, talking about, hey, you gotta make sure your med pros is updated,
that too. Yeah,
just a consistent stuff, that which is some stuff that's probably was said to be done before going on the 4 day,
right.
so
Yep,
it just depends.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yep, yep. That would have been done on Thursday or so, Friday, to ensure that everything was straight on Monday or Tuesday, should I say, coming back. What up, Listan? What's good? What's good, Fred? How you doing this morning, bro? Good to see you. Appreciate you tuning in with us this morning, man. Yeah, man. That's yeah, man. We look forward to them days, though. I ain't gonna lie, man. Anytime that's one thing. Being military, you look at you definitely look at the clock, man. I mean not the clock, the calendar. You definitely
Hmm.
look at the calendar trying to see, oh, am I off? Am I gonna be off? Ooh, up the next 4 day. You trying to schedule your appointment. I remember you schedule your appointments on your days off.
Oh yeah,
Man, can't
which is the
schedule an
hardest
appointment.
at times. Yeah.
Yeah, can't schedule an appointment on a day off if everybody off. How you gonna do that? But yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Those were the days, bro. That was definitely the days, bro.
Now,
I mean,
when you just said the clock, that even I know it was a misword, but it made me sit up and think about how Sorry Rogers always used to be like, it ain't no time, ain't no hands on the clock, it ain't no time on the clock. It's like we come in to do work, and so now it's like I've always heard that, always just it's always been in the back of my mind. So even sometimes now I forget to clock in. I'm like, man, forget it. I was like, oh well, them hours missed. I ain't worried about them hours. Uh,
Yeah.
like just consistent with work. You know, what I'm saying work is work. Sometimes you come in, and ain't no telling which time you get off. I think I did a minimum of
What's up, E2G?
I believe I did a minimum of anywhere from 8 to 12 consistently in and out the defense, and then it didn't change like that instilled that into me. So when I went and became a platoon sergeant, it was still the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was up and um be sitting there after the first sergeant walked out the building. You know, Top is usually the last person to walk out the building. I
Mm-hmm.
still be like hours after Top to walk out the building, sipping,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all. What one thing that she always tell me is like, dude, is if it ain't done now, it ain't gonna get done till tomorrow. And like
Right.
you be like you will be forever trying to sit up and get ahead of work that's going to continue to keep coming and coming and coming. So she's like,
Right.
and then of
Right.
course one day, some day she'll just enforce her will and be like, move out, let's go.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
uh, definitely. So, bruh, your man's is at it again.
Who is
AB
what? What is he at it now this time?
at it again. So, as reported by CBS Sports News, he went on a tirade yesterday, pointing fingers and blaming the Bucks organization and Brady and Bruce Arians for a bevy of things. Of course, when you talk about the Bucks organization, he basically said that the Bucks Buccaneers are to blame for his injury, and they tried to hurt him intentionally and sent him out
His
there.
own team?
Yeah, sent him out there knowing he was still hurt. He said to Brady that Brady lied to him. Tom said he would throw it. Tom said he would throw it if I came to play hurt. I came, he didn't throw it. Imagine being hurt, having to play through this and being lied to. And
Oh
lastly,
wow.
of course, he sipped and took shots at Bruce Arians. Said, "Coach said if I couldn't run on this, get the f out of here." So it was a tirade which he did on Twitter, in which
Mm-hmm.
he basically had the captions going,
Mm-hmm.
had a picture of his ankle. I assume the ankle injury or the
Mm-hmm.
X-ray from the ankle on a computer screen,
Mm-hmm.
along with the captions. And basically, he ended up and said, "F all of you MFers, still can't stop me at NFL." So
Mm.
uh, I don't know, bro. So that I don't know. Meant not to say we're not saying in any way, form, or fashion that
This dude
Anthony
had more
Antonio
drama
Brown.
than any other player I've ever known in my life, bro. That I've seen. Like he has more drama going on than anybody. Like they need to make a darn reality show for him because this dude
AB.
here got man, he got so
It's
much
like
going on all the
yeah,
time.
I don't know, man. I'm
Like
sorry.
he
I'm
worse than
sorry.
To Trey. Like remember when when the
And you
thing was
thought that,
going
yeah,
on,
you thought that was you think about it, like you just said, you would
bro?
think no one would get worse than To and his
Right? You
antics.
thought To was the ultimate, but bro, AB got To beat, bro. AB got To beat, bro. Like for real, for real. Like I've never seen a player have so much drama going on within the league and within an organization like that, bro. Like that is crazy.
As they're going off in the comments, it said it's a couple of screws loose.
Screws loose.
Stan said he has a screw loose. Lestani
a
said
couple of
a
a
couple of
couple of
screws.
screws. Sarah said he got a screw loose, and then Stanton said he got a couple of them loose.
So it's I don't know, man. Like
I don't know.
I
I don't
think
even.
he initially he had kind of like turned you. So I was like, okay, maybe I see it from AB's perspective, but now, man, I was like, come on, bro, it's too much at this point.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no one said anything about AB or
And here
brung
he
him up,
comes.
and here he come into the party with this foolishness, and it's like, I mean, no one can tell the man how to feel at the end of the day, but of
Yeah.
course, like it's like really like, and then I don't even know what to say at this point.
Like, bro, you be for you being a loss for words, bro, because it's like it never stops, bro. Every like when you think it dies down, here he comes again with something else. Does he really think anyone will want him on their team at this
That's
point?
But that's just
Well,
it,
right now,
Sarah. I think they
yeah,
would.
the Ravens are looking at him. The Ravens are looking at getting him. They are really thinking about getting AB. So I don't know, attention seeking almost. You make Stan, you kind of think that way because of how like I said, things die down, and here he comes with something new. Like no, like Trey said, nobody was saying anything else about AB. Everything was kind of quieted down, and here he come again with something new. Like, golly, bro, leave it
You
alone.
would
Like, let
you
it
would think
go. LIG.
you would think his lawyer would be like, "Hey, man,
Hey,
let it
bro,
go.
like, shut up, bro.
Let
Let it go.
like you
Bro,
obtained it for a
we've
reason."
already put it out there. We're gonna do what we gotta do to try and fix it. But look, shut your mouth, bro. Like, good lord, like his lawyer and his agent probably need is like, bro, damn, like seriously, like, can you shut up? He's getting drafted. What? He's getting drafted in you.
He might. He
You
might.
think so?
You ain't no sense.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
wouldn't
know
be
what?
surprised. You
Yeah,
know what?
no,
I wouldn't
I
even be
would, I would,
surprised.
like,
I
because you
wouldn't.
bring up, just think about, you bring up
I
To,
wouldn't,
right?
buddy. I
And
wouldn't.
so when you bring up To, remember To was supposed to play for the semi-pro team in Dallas,
Right.
but he relented to go play and didn't end up playing. So
Right.
I see To, like you say, I see AB Anthony Brown in the mode of a To. I
Mm.
I think he sees that as below himself and wouldn't dare to step foot on the USFL's field, even for a publicity stunt or anything like that. Like, that's not like.
But see, the type of person AB is, man, I
Mhm.
think he'll feel like the USFL is beneath him.
Exactly.
The type of person is that what you was talking? That's how you feel? You think
Oh
he?
yes, yes.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not
I think he.
there like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bruh.
Yeah, he that's that for him that's a downgrade, and which is in a way, in which it is. But I heard, so I think somebody mentioned yesterday that the NFL is supporting and sponsoring
No, not
USFL
that, not the USFL, not the
with the
USFL. It
XFL.
was yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
We definitely gonna talk about that, but yeah,
okay,
it's the XFL, not the USFL.
okay.
Um, but yeah. So like you said, man, at this point, AB, bruh, like, help us help you, fam.
Right, that part, like
Like, we don't. No one wants to badmouth you. No one wants to talk
that
about
part,
you.
bro.
No one wants to say that you are possibly suffering from any type of mental situations, mental lapse. So we don't want to say that you have a mental. But come on, like, some
Right.
things, what I'm saying, you gotta quell, you gotta curve the public opinion and do
Maybe
what
he
you
doing
do.
it because of this. It's Black
Specific.
History. maybe, maybe because he doing it because it's Black History Month. He trying to get it all in this month before the month end. I don't. I'm just trying to give him a reason on behind his madness, bro. I'm trying to figure out the method of his madness, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because right now, like, bro, you're old news right now, bro. Like, let that go. Lig, let it go.
Hopefully, he gets some help. So, additionally,
Hopefully.
in more sports
Good morning, Zach.
news, or more sports, who definitely probably is going to need some help. Sean Watson finally, over the weekend, of course, went through and tried to get a delay in reference to his case, in which the judge judged against that and said no more delays, in which Deshaun Watson is able to stand, is able to be deposed in 9 of the 22 civil cases in which he's facing. So, of
Mhm.
course, his lawyer said that we'll be remiss to allow him to be deposed due to the fact that the depositions can potentially lead to a criminal case trial, criminal cases. So
Mhm.
there's the expectation is that, of course, during the deposition, he's going to basically invoke his Fifth Amendment rights until after the first of the month, or correction, after the 1st of April, in which they know how many criminal cases are being brought against him, and then they'll go from there. So
Mhm.
it's starting to get a little, still starting to heat up a little bit. Deshaun, in which he, if you don't know, basically he is facing civil charges for alleged sexual harassment, as well as sexual assault, in which we know usually sexual assault turns into a criminal case. Sexual assault does not necessarily mean that he's having intercourse with these these accusers, but of course, anything in which touching, rubbing,
Unwanted touching,
feeling,
unwanted.
unwanted keyword, unwanted interaction is considered sexual assault. So some of his things say he wouldn't cover himself with the towel during massages. Some say force oral
Man,
activities. So if found it, of course we know, yeah. And then of course the NFL is going to do their investigation as well. So it's possible we may not be see Deshaun for a while, which is unfortunate. But
see, this is the thing, right? With
yes, I'm listening.
with that, I think that's why. I think for me, I think that's why Deshaun is trying to get it over with, because I feel like he's probably tired of sitting in the shadows waiting to get back on the field.
Hmm.
I think he's probably talking to his lawyers and looking at trying to settle this case sooner than later, of course, so that way he can try his best to get back on the field. Because every moment he doesn't get on the field is he's losing time. He's wasting time and valuable uh money, I'm sure, as well, because he's not on the field. And
Hmm.
so I'm sure he's trying to do his due diligence to ensure that his lawyers and anybody who's involved with this case gets it underway so he can get back on the field sooner than later. So my prayers for him. Hopefully everything works out in his favor. But we'll see. We'll see.
And it's to go off of, like, if if something happens, he's convicted. Like he'll never probably play again. Like that, probably
No,
like no one would
he'll be
rightfully
like, oh boy,
touch
Rice.
him. Yeah,
He'll
no
be like,
one will rightfully touch him again because
mhm,
the again,
the
as we just talked
allegations.
about, public opinion is going to vilify him, and any organization that will take a flyer on him after if he gets a single he might can get past or live through anything sexual harassment charges or here and there because it may be
Mhm,
left to be subjective. But if he gets a sexual assault charge or inkling of the one, I don't foresee where he'll probably be able to live through that or get over that, in which he's probably going to. I mean, it's a little bit. I know we talk about Vic with the dog situation, but that's a little bit different. And in
right.
my opinion, I mean, PETA does their thing when it comes to put on for the rights of animals. But can you imagine, bro? Like,
Yeah.
I hope at the end of the day that he did not do that. I don't even know why a person would need to do that, especially if you getting money. And at that point, if you shouldn't have to take anything, you should be
Right.
able to. If you can't, saying attain it, or I guess you could say properly, pay for it. At the end of the day, if it comes down to that, like it's not.
It ain't like we ain't never seen that happen before.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'll be
so it's
damned
not
if I
like it's
was.
unheard of.
But I guess those deviants, that's what happens. People get power, and usually that's when people get money. Uh,
Mhm.
Bishop, when you get them start getting them bags, bro, I don't want to ever hear anything talking about you done did some stuff like this. It's like what? Why? Like, like what was he thinking?
Bro, like
That's
I don't know, man. I do feel like we've spoke recently in regards to, you know, I think who was we was talking about somebody. I forget who we was talking about.
when the was it the one of the owners of the NFL?
Was not oh, it wasn't the owners when we was talking about how some people are targeted. Remember we was
Oh,
talking about
okay, yeah, yeah. We was
yeah, we
talking
was
about
talking about how
we was talking about Kamara in the fight.
that's right. How people try to get to come up, how
Hmm.
some people try to come up, but by targeting athletes and entertainers and artists and stuff like that. And you know, I not saying that that's the case in this situation in regards to Deshaun Watson, but I'm just saying in general, you know, um, man, it's sad um that this is taking place and that he has to go through this or they have to go through this, either one. It's disheartening for both sides of the party, both parties, because of a great or who could possibly be a great quarterback
Hmm.
may lose his whole livelihood because of it. And then of course the allegations of the women, it's just sad. And hopefully things work out, like I said, work out for the best on both parties, which I don't know how that's possible, but it could happen. We do know that these things excuse me, like I said, we don't know whether or not these things are we've seen people, you know, pay off individuals, pay off these allegations and things of that nature. So let's hope. Let's just hope. You know what I'm saying? Let's just hope. We do know there's a lot going on in the NFL. A lot of people. Anthony Price says, "What's up with your boy Rogers?" As we saw here, Anthony P. I see that they're talking about Aaron Rodgers as we speak. I do know. Everybody's waiting to find out what his take on him coming back. I thought he wanted to speed it up because the witness females are kept secret. Yeah. I'm sure that's the case, Anthony. I'm sure that's the case. He wants to speed it up and try and get back on the field. That's what I mentioned earlier. But in regards to Aaron Rodgers, everybody wants to know what he gonna do. He keeps saying that he's gonna give everybody an answer on what his intentions are for next season, for the NFL. Yet he hasn't done so as of yet. So we're still waiting. We're still trying to figure out whether or not Aaron Rodgers is going to come back to Green Bay, or if he going to just continue to move on and try and take his talent somewhere else, which is something that we all want to know. We all want to know. Inquiring minds want to know, and we're looking forward to it. But I said the same thing, Anthony. I told you I felt like he's leaving Green Bay. Um, even with the fact of Adams being there, I feel like he's gonna leave Green Bay. I don't think he's gonna stay, even though they trying to do everything in their power to keep Aaron. I just don't see him staying in Green Bay, man. I don't. There's so many teams I'm sure that's looking to grab him, but we do know Aaron Rodgers did say he's not looking forward to going to any team that's in a rebuild status or looking to be rebuilt. So therefore, that limits his selection on teams in which he can go to. Um, Myself and Trey have spoken, as well as Ron spoke about a few teams in which Aaron could go to, which is he could of course stay in Green Bay, which we don't look like he's going to do. He could definitely go to Pittsburgh. That's not a rebuild. He could definitely go to San Francisco. That's not a rebuild. Um, who else? Um, we talked about a few other teams that he could go to. What is it? Pittsburgh. Uh, Pittsburgh, uh, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, um, Minnesota, um, maybe even New Orleans. Even though we don't know what the case, what the situation with Alvin Kamara is currently, we don't know what's going to happen with Alvin Kamara, because we have yet to hear his situation. He another great athlete who's going through some things. So don't know how that's going to play. Excuse me, play out. So it's just a few things. Yes, bring him to the Vikings. I knew you would say that, Zach. I knew you. I know you want him to go to Minnesota. Him and Dalvin Cook over there, and Thielen, and all of that. Yeah, that would definitely be a force to be reckoned with out there. And but again, my thing is with Aaron Rodgers, man. I've said it, and I've said it numerous times. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is in his own, in a way. I feel like he feels the same way Tom Brady felt in regards to he ain't trying to go to another cold state. Even though I know Minnesota has a stadium, I get it, I get it, I get it. They got a stadium, but I feel like Aaron Rodgers want to go, and he could go to Tampa Bay. That's another team. He could go to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is set up for success already. Um, but I think Aaron Rodgers, I really feel like Aaron Rodgers is looking to go to a team where he can kind of like, not worry too much about the weather, especially at home and stuff like that. But yeah, I could see him go to Minnesota, or Tampa Bay, maybe Miami. Um, but it's been stated that Miami is not looking to deal Tua or get rid of Tua at all. So therefore, he's probably gonna stay. Miami might not be a final destination for him. Um, um, so I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll definitely see where he plans on going. Um, my hopes is hopefully we'll hear from him sooner than later. But only time will tell in regards to that. We just I don't know, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Who do y'all see him going to? If y'all see him outside of you, Zach, because I know you want him to go to the Minnesota. Where do y'all see Aaron Rodgers going? If y'all had an opportunity, what's this? What did Anthony say? You think Rodgers is doing something Brady did? Retired to get out of the team. He's still under contract, right? Who? I don't think Rodgers is under contract. I don't think Rodgers is under contract. Tom Brady is under contract with the Bucks, but I don't think Aaron. I think Aaron Rodgers is a free agent, and that's why they all offering him 45 million. I think it was 45 million to keep him in Green Bay. So no, he's not in the same situation as Tom Brady. He's not under contract anymore. I believe he's a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. So therefore, uh, or if he's not a free agent, I mean, he may have 1 year on his contract. I'm not for certain, but yeah, Tom Brady. They talking about him too. They looking at him, saying, what's the likelihood of Tom Brady coming back? I think it's great. Um, until, like I said, I've been saying this from day one. Since he announced so-called announced retirement on February the 1st. That was like right after the Super or right before the Super Bowl or whatever. So I told y'all then that I thought that was premature. That he was announcing his retirement. Yeah, I said I will not believe Tom Brady GOAT would go into retirement until I've actually seen him reach the podium and come out and have a press conference saying that he's retiring. And then yet, as you see, almost a whole month later, we still haven't seen him at the podium saying he's retired. So therefore, I feel like there's a great chance of Tom Brady coming back. With him, it wouldn't just be cold outside. That ring finger would be. I get you, Zach. I totally feel you, man. I totally feel you. But yet, I mean, that's what a lot of people feel in regards to Aaron Rodgers, man. A lot of people feel that Aaron Rodgers is deserving of another ring. A lot of people feel like he needs to get another ring. I still feel like, and when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer when it comes time. Once he retires and does his 5 years, I feel like out of retirement, I feel like or 5 years into his retirement, I feel like he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like you said, he's numerous MVPs. He does have a Super Bowl ring, but I think what will solidify him to be a first ballot, even though I think he's the first ballot right now, what will even solidify it even more is if he was to if he was to win another Super Bowl ring. I think that would definitely solidify him, and definitely without question, he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. What is this? Anthony Brady not coming back. Tampa Bay took a pay cut to stay with the team. Nowhere they will take a pay cut again. That team will be a real rebuild team. So in a way, Anthony, I don't agree with you because I don't feel like Tampa Bay is a real rebuild team, man. In my personal opinion, because all they missing, in my opinion, is a quarterback. I hear you saying Brady is not coming back, Anthony Price, but like I said, he has yet to come to the podium and say he's retired. Yeah, he mentioned it through sources that he was retiring and told some people, but he has not yet come to the podium. So for you to say that he's not coming back, I can't agree with that, man. Until he come to the podium, I cannot agree with that whatsoever. Now, Tampa Bay, like Gronk hasn't retired. Yes, they have lost AB, of course, but they still got they still got Gronk. They still got Leonard Fournette. They still got what's his name? The other wide receiver, not Adams, but I can't think of his name. What's the other Tampa Bay? Oh, there go Trey back. What's the other? What's the wide receiver for Tampa Bay?
You talking about Evans?
Mike Evans. I knew it was Mike. I couldn't think of his last name. Mike Evans. So I don't really think that I think they're poised to go back. It's all about whether or not who's going to be their quarterback out in Tampa Bay, and whoever's their quarterback is going to determine whether or not they make it to the Super Bowl or whatever. However, but we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Again, a lot of it is determined on what Tom or Aaron Rodgers is going to do, and so excuse me. So a lot of us are still in waiting, trying to see what his plans are.
Oh, they talk about his message yesterday.
Yeah, Anthony Price was like, "What's going on with your boy Aaron?" And I was like, "Man, that's a good question." He keep telling everybody he's going to, let everybody know sooner than later what his plans are. Yet and still, he has not done so.
Do you think
And
his that message in his post yesterday
what was
gave you
his
the
post?
insight? So it basically stated he posted on Twitter. He said Monday night gratitude for some of the incredibly special people in the life with some pictures from the last year, a beautiful last year. Shailene Woodley, thanks for letting me chase after you in the first couple of months after we met and finally let me catch up to you and be a part of your life. Thanks for always having my back and for incredible kindness you show me and everyone you meet, and for showing me what unconditional love looks like. I love you and I am grateful for you. To the man I am, to share the QB room with every day, Matt, Nathaniel, Luke, at Jordan Love, and Kurt Kirkner. You guys made every day so much fun, and I'm so thankful for the daily laughs and stress relief you brought me every week of the year. I love you guys. To the Friday crew, Adaya Cobb, R Cobb 18, Frankie Sheeby, and the at David Bacarty. I love every moment we got to spend together this year. I love the support. It was overwhelming, and I cherish the friendship I have with you, each of you. To my teammates, past and present, you are the icing on the beautiful cake we call our job, football, the friendships, and we have the transcendent our collective time in the game, and I am so thankful for the role that each of you have played in making my life that much better. I love you guys and cherish the memories we've had. To everyone else, spread love and gratitude, beautiful people, and read a book once in a while. To two, while you're at it, love, peace, two heart emojis, and
So
then
it sounds as though.
he posted a bunch of pictures,
So
10
it sounds
pictures.
as though. So it sounds like, in other words, from his post, his Twitter post, it sounds like a farewell.
It does.
Okay. Okay, I get it. I didn't hear about that. I just vaguely saw it right now on First Take. But yeah, I didn't hear about that Twitter post. But so that's what Anthony is talking about. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a farewell to me. Yeah, that definitely, when you acknowledge all the people that was in your corner while you at one organization, and you giving them gratitude and saying bye, and basically, giving prompts to all of them, that's saying basically you out the door. Though
Look
AB
at
had
person.
problems, Rodgers need to help too. Why you think Rodgers need help, bro? Y'all don't understand, man. Y'all do realize Rodgers is a very, very, very intelligent individual. He hosted he
Jeopardy.
reads a lot. He reads a lot, and he hosted Jeopardy one time. Rodgers is a very intelligent individual. Um very highly intelligent, and so a lot of people say you would be amazed uh, if you was to sit down with Aaron Rodgers and just have a conversation with him, because this guy is so very articulate and very, very intelligent. So I wouldn't put him in the same boat as AB. Definitely not that. I do feel like he's probably Aaron Rodgers. I will say he's probably trying weighing his options and very undecided on what he wants to do. That's why it's taken him so long to make a decision. Um, However, I'm sure he definitely. I feel like he definitely needs to make it sooner than later, though. Like I've mentioned a few times already, because he has told everyone that he was gonna let everyone know here soon. That he said soon, but weeks has passed and he still ain't said nothing. So yeah, but I definitely wouldn't put him in the same boat as AB. No, not even close.
So additionally, as we was talking about just before, I don't know, all of a sudden then the program just dropped, and I was like, "What the hell happened?" But
I know you just went
restart,
blank all of a sudden. I was like,
yeah,
what? I mean, good lord, it just dropped. But
a
I know
good
who the guy
restart,
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
a good
I know what
restart
happened.
usually
Yeah.
helps it. So as you stated, Bishop, XFL. So the
Hmm.
XFL, of course, has formed a strategic partnership with the NFL,
Hmm.
but not from what we would initially think. So I think what the strategic partnership is going to be is basically the XFL is going to be they're going to be still going to be a spring league as they start next year. So they're going to
Oh,
basically
the
be
XFL don't start until next year.
next year. The USF starts next year of this year in April,
April.
which
Oh, okay, okay.
tonight they have tonight they do their draft tonight.
Who, the USFL?
The USFL does their draft tonight.
Oh wow, is it being televised?
I'm not sure. I had to look and
Okay,
see.
I'll check
As
it
I
out.
was I was researching it prior to before the drop off. But yes, the USL does their draft tonight. Being on slate um, to start in April, in the beginning or mid April. The
Wow, ain't
XFL
they
is scheduled.
behind? They doing the draft tonight,
Uh-huh.
and the season started in April, and that's behind. That's giving you like a month to
Month to prep.
prepare.
Hmm. So I think they've been
Wow.
having combines and stuff, maybe. So now it's just going to be putting the
Okay.
teams together and we'll use a month of time to get it together. It sounds like it's going to be, hey, you drafted as your name is called. Hey, you need to be heading out right now to
Head
get
to the
to
field.
the
Get
yeah.
to the field. If we draft you, go to the field. Get your pads. Get sized up, and we got practice right after the draft.
It's like if we call your name, go over to. We need you to move over to here because you're gonna.
Yeah,
It almost sounds like
almost like
a
the
man,
military, huh?
almost
When we got our
like a
classes,
manifest,
like when we
like a
got
manifest.
when we got our uniforms in the military, it was like, oh man, all right, we got your uniform already. I need y'all to go upstairs, put your uniform on, and come back downstairs. Remember that?
Hey, matter of fact, what was your
Yeah.
experience like? Your first experience like when you with like that basic training experience when you got to actually your drill sergeant? Like people don't understand if you ain't in the military, going to reception is completely different from when you first meet your drill sergeant in the first waning moments.
Boy,
Like
is it different.
it's completely night and
Boy,
day. It's like a shock
night
and
and
awe.
day, night and day. Yes,
I remember when I
night
first
and
got
day.
I remember when I first got told to beat my face. I was like, I looked at the drill sergeant like,
Woo,
wait,
yeah, beat
what?
my face. What? What does that mean? Ate up like a
So
soup sandwich, soldier. What?
we
What
had
does
this
that
one
mean,
dude,
drill
man.
sergeant? What
We
does
had
that
this one
mean? I
dude.
don't know what that means, drill sergeant.
We had this one dude who he was told I don't know what he do. He had the drill sergeant told him to put his arms out parallel to the ground and put three grenade casings in his hand. It's like you better not let them hit my floor. And he was holding them and he was like drill sergeant and they was like rolling around his head because his hands are small. Oh man,
Mhm.
so
Oh yeah,
that
we all
first
know it's a
day
mind game, bro.
that first day was like epic, man. Like I don't think we went to
Yeah,
bed
oh
till
yeah.
like 2 o'clock in the
Oh
morning,
man, that's
and
that
had to get
first
up the next
day
morning for PT
for
at
PT.
5.
That first day is an eye opener, bro. That first day going into the basic training, bro. That's when you question everything prior to, bro. That's when you question
You know how many letters
everything.
I wrote to my mom like this is your fault. Like things like this. You sent me here.
No, bro.
Oh my
This is
goodness,
what,
bro.
bro. This is what. That's the time when you was like, man, what have I signed up for, bro? What have I done? What was I thinking? That's when you was like, what was I thinking? You thinking, and mind you, I don't know where you did your basic at. I did mine in Fort
Oklahoma.
Jackson, South Carolina. Oh, okay. I did mine in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And basic, I did my basic and AIT there. And
OSUT.
bro, when I say we was out in the we of course we out, you get off the bus, you outside, man, they all in your face. First thing you thinking about, man, I should just take off running. Just run and then lead this shit right here. I mean, lead this stuff right here and not come
You
back.
know what?
But you
When I first got there,
realize that you not like if you run where you going and you ain't you don't know
well,
where
I
you
can tell
going.
you this. Well, I can tell you this. When I first got there, even though I was athletic, when I first got there, I wasn't getting too far if I would have ran.
Fort Jackson, Freddie. Say what? What you say?
I would get too far if I would have ran. Because when I found out when I got there, like I wasn't
Yeah,
built for that. I wasn't built for that long distance game.
I know,
my,
right? I know,
my
right?
first two. What was your first 2 minute run that night? Your first PT
Woo.
test.
I'm gonna be honest, Trey. So when I knew I was going into the military, right? I started prepping. I actually started running prior to going in. So my 2 minute, I don't even remember my time. But it definitely wasn't good. It definitely wasn't good
Bruh,
because I was a sprinter, so
my
I was
my
never a
first
long distance.
my first two
I
minute
passed it
was
though.
oh no, I failed every. I was not a go at any of the events.
What?
Nah, bro. My first 2 minute mile was 21 minutes.
Oh, good
21
lord!
minutes was my first 2 minutes.
Oh my
21
god!
minutes. 21
Oh
minutes.
boy.
I did 21 minutes. I did 16 push-ups, and I did maybe my strong was the sit-ups, and I think I did about 40 plus sit-ups. But the push-ups and the run when I first got into the service when I ate basic training was
Mhm.
my weakest point. But what you realize is for real, if you continue at it, you definitely improve. Because
Oh yeah. Oh
I went
yeah.
from running 21. I went from running 21 minutes to running 13-minute flats in a matter of weeks, and was pushing the
Wow.
dude the fastest dude. I set up at what my final PT test. I thought he was in my specs. I had him lined up and was about to pull the trigger, and evidently he had something different. He's like, I was in front of him. I was like, oh yeah, I got this. I think I was at I was on like an 11-minute pace,
Oh wow.
but
Oh
I
wow.
digress. I finished 13 minutes.
So is that your fastest time ever?
For the run, yeah, 13
Yeah,
minutes. 13-minute
that's
flat
mine
was the
too.
rest. Yeah.
That 13 flat, that's mine too. That's crazy. That's my best time. I ran a 13 flat as my best time in
What? So I
2 miles.
asked you this. I'm not proud of this, but I asked you this. What was your fastest mile?
My
Or
fastest mile, I think, was like 6 minutes and some change.
I don't know what I
Six.
was thinking, bro. My fastest mile was 4 minutes and 25 seconds, and
Woo!
you know what
You
I
was
did?
sprinting.
I failed the PT test. I failed the test. I couldn't even get back in 16 minutes. I was struggling that last mile. I was
What?
struggling. It was on Fort Hood running. I can't remember it was across the street from Clear Creek PX and
Bro,
running that little.
you had like 10 minutes to get
Bruh,
back.
I was struggling. I don't know. I always had a problem with pace. Even when we used to run the
Oh,
railhead, I
yeah.
had a problem with pacing. Even when
Pacing.
saying
That's
so,
and
like
that's key to all of it. That's key to all of it. Your
I
pace.
don't know.
Your
Yes, I was
pace.
horrible at it. That's like it was. So it was struggling. I went from doing that mile, and then I went to the railhead. I ran a 4 minute split on the
Flat?
up
A
and
four
down.
minute flat? Was it flat?
Yeah, and
Oh my
thinking like saying
God.
you got that. So think about running a 4 minute because you remember in
Fort Hood?
the at Fort Hood on the railhead, you had to go down, come back, go
Back.
down, come back
Back.
again.
Yeah.
So my first quarter split was 4 minutes. So you would think, oh, you good.
Oh yeah.
If I
Oh yeah.
keep this pace, you
I'm
good,
good. I'm
bruh.
straight. Yeah, yeah. That
No,
pace is but
no,
like
no.
you said, that pace is the kicker,
How you
bro.
say you don't want no broom? No, no, no.
Don't talk about
No,
broom. No,
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 no, no. It was over, bro. Like
bro.
that
Yeah.
was like, yeah,
But you
but
needed
yeah,
that. I will say this, and I know we got to get back into sports, but
yes,
it is
yes,
part
yes.
of sports. But in a way, but in I will say this: when you hear you split, it kind of puts you in your mindset. Okay, I ran a 5 minute mile. I'm
Hmm.
good. I can kind of, and I think
Yeah, I
that's
could
what
coast. Yeah, I think, yeah,
it gets in your mind because you feel like, I got more than enough time. I could kind of slack off. You know what I'm saying? Take my time. I ain't really got long as I get under my my time. I'm straight. But then you get so deep into your head about it that you
bro.
forget that you got. Because I ain't gonna lie, how many PT tests, Trey, and anybody else that's watching, how many PT tests can you count? Because I can't count. How many PT tests did you take in regards to the 2 mile run? How many PT tests did you walk in during the 2 mile run?
Yeah, a good amount of. Oh, all you talking about like when you run is like just to take a little breather.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of them. It's all.
all of mine. I'm gonna say pretty much
Yeah,
all of mine
the
after
only
basic
I
and
can say
AIT, bro.
the only ones in which I did not have a problem with, in which I don't know if it's the area over there or something like that, is when I took a PT test while I deployed. While I was in the Middle
Mm,
East,
mm.
no problem, like no problem. I remember one time I was sitting up in I was running, and because I was running with my man's, it was like we wasn't competing, but we was competing because it's
Heating,
like
right?
if I walked up on him, he pushed it a little
A
further,
little
and so when
harder.
I walked, yeah, so when I got up, saying, so it was like
That
okay,
pace setter. He was your pace
yeah,
setter. He
yeah, he
was the
was like
dude that you was looking at as
yeah
your
we
pace setter.
ran,
Yeah, yeah,
and I remember
yeah.
one time I was up in my earlier career where I needed to pass a PT test, and we was out there
That's right. There you go. Still
the
standing.
airborne
There's an
shuffle.
airborne shuffle, not walking, but
I had
not
to pass the
walking.
PT test, and I was running, and I was thinking, I was like, man, I'm about to fail this because it was so many people out in front of me. I'm like, oh man, I'm about to fail this. I was like, I'm struggling. Come to
Hmm.
find out, I came around the corner. 14-21. I was like, oh snap. So it's like, oh, I'm good. Like I'm
Yeah,
good. If I
yeah.
fail this, if I can hear you calling the time and I fail the PT test when I'm at least
That's a
4 minutes
problem.
out, there's a
That's a
problem.
problem.
So I was like,
That's a
I'm
problem.
good. I'm good. So it's like
Oh, but
sometimes it's
that
those
used
people
to
in front of you.
hurt me though, Trey. When my soldiers, they hear the time. The time is being spit out to you, and they still do not pick up the pace to try and pass the test. Like you say, you hear it. If you hear it, you have to dig deep down
Yeah,
in you,
dig deep,
knowing you
dig
have to
down and
pass
grab
it.
it. Yeah.
Dig deep and finish off strong. Man, I hated when my soldiers just did not change pace. Knowing you hearing the time, you close to failing. You know that if you sprint it out, you probably could pass it, but instead you keep that same pace and you just will not finish strong. That used to irk the devil out of me. But just to answer your question, the USFL draft
Hmm.
will not be televised. It will not
Okay,
be
it's not.
broadcast to the public. Yeah,
Okay,
it
so
is
we'll
not.
just basically see it in the writing.
Yeah, we'll see it in the writing. Yeah.
But yeah, so of course, like he says, but I think what the XFL is expected to do, the partnership is going to be a connection of them. The NFL and the XFL partnership will be based upon different rules, like the trying out of different rules. Excuse me. Uh, I guess trying out of different equipment and things. So basically, like a I don't want to say a test site, but they're going to go forth and utilize it in the XXL first to see how it works there, and then you think, and then they'll make the determination if it's something to be utilized in the NFL. Is what if I
Okay.
read correctly. So those topics, because as like I said, next year they'll be in their inaugural year for because now owned by the Rock Wayne Johnson. He's the owner of the XFL now. So they're going to do their year, which their competition is going to be the USFL if they make it through the first year. So it will remain to be seen, in which we'll have two spring ball organizations going at it, competing for ratings as they go forward. So I guess it's going to be interesting. I look forward to at least seeing. Like I'm always interested in seeing how organizations go forth and do business and what they do. The USF, especially when you're a reboot, like you take a look at what went wrong, what went right, and come back. Especially nowadays, technology is a whole lot different. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to go on. I take a look at it. I mean, we ain't got no NFL, we ain't got no football going on.
We don't.
Ricardo Allen. So Bishop, tell me what is up with early retirements. Ricardo Allen, safety for the Cincinnati Bengals, is retiring after only 7 years. He did 6 years. He did 6 years with where he's, I think the Buffalo Bills, and now he's and did one season with the Cincinnati Bengals, and he's done. He's retiring.
Oh wow.
I don't
Wow.
get it. You think we had the same thing with it's been going on for a while. Actually, we think about Jim Brown retired, even though he had a promising career and other things.
Mhm.
Um, Patrick Willis retired early, but
Barry Sanders,
Barry Sanders,
Megatron.
yeah, they all retired. I don't know. I guess when you think about it, they have their own reasons. I don't know if it would be me. If I could play at a high level, I don't think
It's
I
gotta be
know it
some
wouldn't be me.
underlying though. It has to be something reason for why a person would retire so early. It's gotta be, it's gotta be something, man. Because that's a lot of money that you probably leaving on the table,
I'm sure.
retiring at that age at such a young age. Because what, seven?
That's
You said he did how many years? 7?
six with one organization, 7 in 1 year with Cincinnati.
So we looking at barely a little over 30, probably, or right at 30.
Yeah, possibly.
30
Yeah,
is it? Yeah.
still a young man.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Yeah, I don't know, man. You love to find out why people, why
Their
a lot
minds
of
is the
people
reason
retire.
why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why they retire early like that.
yeah. Judgment free
Yeah.
zone. Just so I can have a conversation.
Yep, yep.
So as we know, Van Jefferson was able. Wife was pregnant during the Super Bowl
Yep.
game, in which she
Hmm.
became went into labor during the Super Bowl game, where he jumped up, took off, uh, and got and went home. I mean, went to the hospital to see his child born.
Hmm. Right
So
after the Super Bowl, they got him
right
up
after
out
the
of there.
Super Bowl,
Yeah, got him up out
so
of there and
much
everything.
as so much as the name of their child.
Have they gave him a name because they were still trying to figure it out?
Yes, Van Jefferson's son is now Champ Jefferson.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't
Okay. Like
know.
Champ Bailey. Like Champ Bailey.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
Why
How
don't you? I mean, it's just like Champ Bailey.
true, true, true. But I
But
don't
what?
know. Say kids are vicious. So you know what I'm saying. It's
Mm,
like how much ridicule is he gonna face?
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying. Of course, of course it's enacted by them winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
I
yeah,
get
I
it.
don't know. That's like yeah, nah. I don't think I would have been down with that one. I mean, it's cool, but I don't know if I would have been down with that one.
Champ.
Champ.
I forget what the other. They had two other names.
I
Um,
didn't see that. I just know
they
they
had two other
finalized on
names
champ.
prior to because they interviewed him right after the or a day or two after the Super Bowl because she had made it home and all that with the baby. But
Anthony
they
Price.
what do you say?
Black people always naming their kids crazy names.
Facts. That ain't lying. That ain't lying. He ain't lying. That is true. That is facts. Um. Uh. Yeah. I don't know, man. Champ. I mean, like I said, we've heard of Champ Bailey, so it's not like it's not like a name we never heard of before. But yeah, they was on the lines of trying to figure out a name when they had it on the what you call. So yeah.
Look at Lestanton. I wouldn't know anything about that as your name is Lestanton.
Yeah. We all know how black folks is with they names, man. We know how we do when it comes to names. You know what I'm saying?
So additionally, it's finally starting to go down. I think the Cheetah, if you don't know the Cheetah, aka Tyreek Hill, wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, he's tired of all the talking. DK Metcalf is the latest to call him out, basically saying that he can beat Tyreek in a race. So now Tyreek states he
Mm.
wants all the smoke. He's taking on anyone that calls him out is
Uh
good. Let's
oh.
get it. Let's
Uh
get
oh.
it.
Let's go. I like
Let's
it. We ain't
go.
had something like that in years since Daryl Green and all of them that did that one race.
Yeah.
I
So
like it.
it's like
Let's do it.
anyone. He's like basically, let's go. Let's get it.
I like it. I
If
like it. Let's go.
they
Let's
talking, if you
go.
talking, let's stop all the talking.
Yep. Yep.
Let's get it.
Put all the talk aside. Put your money where your mouth is. Let's
Mm-hmm.
lace them up and let's see.
Just
Let's
like
lace
that.
them up. Let's
Like
see. That would be a good race though. Because
DK and Tyreek.
everybody know about the walk down DK did in that game. Walked him down. Not Tyreek, but walked the old boy down that
Yeah, what
the safety, the corner.
from Arizona? Yeah,
Yeah, walked him down. Like
Buda
so
Baker. He
Buda
walked down
Baker,
Baker.
that's who it was. Buda Baker. I think that would be yeah, I would love to see that. That's gonna because Tyreek is short compared to oh boy,
DK.
he like 6'3", DK 6'3", I think. So he got
Hmm.
long strides. Long strides. It would be a good race. It'd definitely be a good race.
So anyone else out there
He said
talking that
anybody get
noise?
that smoke. Hey,
Anybody get this
who was
smoke?
yeah, matter of fact, so whatchamacall need to race him again then?
Michael
Uh-huh.
Parsons.
Yeah, I bet you Mike ain't ready to do that. I bet he ain't on that list. Mike ain't on that list to get race him again. I bet you that.
Jamar, stand up, baby. Let's get it. Let's go,
Yo,
Jamar.
Jamar, you think Jamar should go out there
Let's
too?
go. Settle it.
Settle
In
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
you said yeah. Let's settle it. I say get three, 4 to 5 fastest in the league and see who the fastest.
Let's
By
go.
40 times. Go by 40 times.
40
Because
times, yeah.
go by
No
40 times.
dashes 40 times.
Yeah, 40 times. Go by 40 times on who the fastest and bring them out and let's see.
Not
Bring
Seth
them out.
McClain.
Bring them out. Let's
It's
go.
hard. So the bubble has popped, Bishop. Of course, like yesterday we discussed, the NFL Combine was looking at having a bubble type environment for
Mm-hmm.
these for the Combine. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
all the talk of predominantly have the Combine invitees going boycotting has left them to where they're not going to do the bubble. They're going to basically go forth and leave it to the sense of where they're going to let them know where things are, how things are being done, and if they want to, they're not going to be forced to wear masks, but it's going to be highly encouraged. They're going to tell them that these are the areas in which we're having as secure areas, but you leave this area at your own risk. So they eliminated all that, and now they're going to go. So now the combine is going to go from the 1st to the 7th, as opposed to the 1st to the 4th or the 5th.
Okay. Okay.
Anthony Price, stop it. Hester is not no.
Yeah, Hester's no. Let Hester
Yeah,
be. Let
Hester in
Hester
his
be. Yeah,
in his mid 40s.
yeah,
He's not nah.
yeah. Let Hester be, man. Let Hester be. He's not. He no. He don't want none of that smoke. Hester might still be fast, but he ain't at his peak. No, leave Hester alone. If Hester was at his peak, then yeah, definitely. But no, not right now. No, sir.
So the we talked about this briefly yesterday, but I bring it up again today. Do you really think there was a problem with Arians and Brady, in which they was really starting to sour? The relationship was starting to sour, and that's the reason why he decided to go into retirement.
Do I? You said do I think it?
We're starting
Do
to,
you?
yeah, it's starting to go. It's starting to go bad, and Brady is elected to to leave the game as opposed to go through negotiations and all the issues that come with trying to find another team.
Mm, I would love to know what's behind it because like we spoke of yesterday, we heard something
So
briefly about it
as I kind
prior
of
to the
read
season, but yeah, but we never heard
as I
nothing. We
kind of
never saw
read
nothing.
so as I kind of read, it was an allegation, of course, that one of the situations happened while Bruce Aaron was out for an ailment that Byron Leftwich and Brady came up with a game plan, and Arians came back and changed the game plan.
Mm,
And so it's like it wasn't people wasn't entrusted or it was allegations and stuff saying that people wasn't entrusted, and basically it was more about Arian's philosophies and him doing what uh and which started to cause issues. I guess.
mm,
But in any
mm.
case, I still think Brady's done. I think he's going to. I understand until he gets to the podium and
Yeah.
says, you know, what I'm saying. But I don't.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You don't see him coming back.
yeah, I don't see him coming back. I think he's
Well, if
probably
it's
really.
about if it's got to do with Bruce Arians and stuff like that, and trying, and he's still under contract, you're right. It might be best for him to just go ahead and retire and not have to deal with the headache
Hmm.
and the drama in regards to anything in regards to Tampa Bay, unless he just plan on coming back and staying with Tampa Bay. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
So I have a quick list, Bishop.
Hmm.
This is a possible QB MVP candidates, non QB MVP candidates. As we know, the QB has the last 12 to 13 seasons has the QB has been synonymous with MVP. Uh, the last non QB to win the MVP was, of course, Adrian Peterson in 2012, and he had to rush for 2,000 yards.
Almost broke the record for rushing in a single season. I remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
he had to rush for 2,000 over 2,000 yards to get it. Additionally, Derrick Henry, same thing almost last year. He didn't Not last year, year before. He didn't get
Right.
MVP. He's beat out by that bad man. And additionally, Cooper Cup almost had 2,000 yards receiving this year,
Hmm.
and couldn't get it.
He
He
got
got
one
beat out
vote.
by he got beat up by the bad man
Aaron
again.
Rodgers. Hmm.
Uh, so so when we look at that, this is a couple of people in which I have now. Tell me, give me a percentage on what you think the possibility of them winning the MVP this coming season.
Okay.
First name, Jonathan Taylor, running back, Indianapolis Colts.
30%.
Ooh, 30%. Okay. TJ Watt, defensive end or linebacker, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Of winning MVP,
Yes.
give him about a 70 or 80%.
Okay. Derrick Henry, running back for Tennessee Titans.
If he can stay healthy and repeat a season like he had this season without any injuries, he's got about a 90-95% chance.
95% chance. Okay. Cooper Cup, wide receiver, Los Angeles Rams.
I don't know, man. All in which he did this year, and
You
he
think it's
still
gonna be
didn't.
hard? You think it's gonna be
Yeah,
hard for him to replicate?
and he still didn't win it. So
That's a good point.
yeah, he still didn't win it. So I'm giving him a 70% chance, 70-80% chance.
78% chance. And lastly, Debo Samuels, wide receiver, San Francisco 49ers.
He's right there with Cooper Cup. He'd have to
And he ain't even get a
break.
vote to
Right.
to get in
Yeah.
there.
So I'm putting him at 50% because he would definitely have to he would have to surpass outdo Cooper Cup, who was playing along the same time he's playing. So yeah, I'm giving him a 50% chance, 50% chance.
Wow, that's why do you think it is the court? Do you think it's because the quarterback always
Oh
has the
yeah.
ball in his hand? That's
Oh, absolutely. I've always said that. I mean, it is crazy because, excuse me, for a receiver to get it again, the receiver can't get his stats unless the quarterback throws him the ball. So it's almost as though if you're a receiver, your chances of winning MVP are slim to none because if your numbers are high, that means your quarterback's numbers are high. And not only are they high, but it's showing he's not only throwing to you, he's throwing to other people too. So if they're catching just as many balls as you are and scoring as many touchdowns and putting up as close to or just as close to as many yards as you're putting up, that's all going to all them accolades are going to that quarterback. All them numbers are going to the quarterback. So it's hard for a wide receiver to win that when the quarterback is the one that helps you get your stats. And so yeah, it's pretty much quarterback based, to be honest with you. And I don't see how, unlike except for the exception of, like you said, Adrian Peterson, because he had to rush he almost broke the rushing record that year and he won MVP. So that's why he was able to be MVP. But that's why I say Derrick Henry, if he can repeat what he was doing outside of the fact of getting injured, he has a possibility of winning MVP.
pushing them, yeah.
And now, and again with JJ Watt, because he didn't break the record, if he had broke the record, he may have won. He may have had an opportunity, a bigger chance of winning MVP as well. But he didn't break the record.
So
And then the Super Cup, he also, he was a Triple Crown, but he still didn't win.
And which is like a very rare feat, and he won one vote.
One vote, and he was a Triple Crown winner.
I don't understand that when you sit and think about that. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that says a lot right there.
And then
the quarterback still beat him out.
And it is, that does say a lot, because I was about to say, and it wasn't like his quarterback who threw him the ball was about. I was like, that even goes more, should be more credence to be like, yo, this man, look what this man did. Like he accounted for almost 2,000 of his team's offense.
Right.
That should be, I think, being a non-quarterback. If you were doing something of a high on a whole much another level than anyone else, including the quarterback, quarterbacks get roughly 3,000 to 4,000 yards. If you're not passing over 5,000 yards or more, then you're basically doing what other quarterbacks do. Like 3 or 4 other quarterbacks in your league are passing for 4,000 plus yards.
Right.
If at that point you got to think, but if your wide receiver is 1,900 yards receiving, 16 touchdowns, 145 receptions, come on, man. It's like,
yeah.
Or your running back, is not. He's not saying held the lead for 7 weeks out of the 10 weeks he was gone. Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop it.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually it's unfair. Actually, it's very unfair. It's very unfair because when you mention all those players, Watt, Cup, Henry, all those guys, and still a quarterback still wins it. Come on, not taking nothing away from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I understand. Like, man. I mean, that's a 38 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's pretty. I mean,
nice. That's Don't get it wrong. Yeah. I ain't taking nothing away from Aaron. That's 4 interceptions, bro.
Basically, you don't turn the ball over
at all. Like you don't, like, your chances of getting a pick from Aaron are real slim, real slim. Like, yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
It's an inexact science, of course. Yeah. So, of course, yesterday we talked about Jarvis Landry. Today on Twitter, or yesterday on Twitter, he basically got on and saying reality behind this all is I came back to play in the best shape of my life. I got hurt week 2 with a high grade MCL sprain, partial quad tear, and bone bruise.
Mm-hmm.
Then came back way too early and ended up staying hurt the entire season. You never heard me mention anything about it. I have put the ball in the Cleveland court by telling them I would like to stay, but if not, then I'm confident enough in myself to be better healthy me this year and moving forward to helping my part in winning a championship elsewhere. Of course, Javaris Landry is due 14.3 million this year, and will count. That is not likely a cap casualty after he recorded 52 receptions and 570 yards.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, if they were to release him, they can save $10 million in their cap.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know. That comes back to that thing where we talk about how how when you look at it, it's like, yeah, I understand, but this is a business, and if I felt like you was an Ellen quarterback or Ellen wide receiver, and I
Yeah.
think I could get better, like, hey, 10 million is a lot of money. I could bring in
Yeah.
some rookies or some underpaid or wide receivers that we could see
Mm-hmm.
take a flyer on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
So a couple of again some more free agents, in which I didn't even realize these guys were free agents. Uh, Jadavion Clowney is a free agent. You think he gets re-signed in Cleveland, or has to go to greener pasture somewhere else?
Davion Clowney's been real quiet, bro.
Mm.
He's been real quiet, bro. Yeah. I'm like Anthony, man. Yeah, it's time. I would trade Jadavion or something. Trying because Jadavion has been quiet. He's definitely been quiet. Last time we heard about Jadavion was when he was out there in Washington.
Chris Godwin, wide receiver, Tampa Bay, free agent. You think that Tampa Bay's resigned? I think they're resigning.
Yeah, they're
Well, I
resigning.
think they're going to attempt to resign. I don't know. He might decide to go somewhere else. Ain't no Tom there.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
might.
would say he would get re-signed though. I
Oh,
think
matter
he
of fact, would you stay? Would you want to stay in Tampa Bay?
who
Chris
if I
Godwin.
was
If he was
Calvin,
Chris Godwin, yeah.
yeah,
Would you want to say? You would want to say
yeah. Why not?
no Tom.
Huh? No,
No
oh
Tom.
no, Tom. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't. Yeah, but it could be an Aaron.
Okay. From basically, I'm saying this is probably our best opportunity. I'm with Mike
Mhm.
Evans.
I'm still
Okay.
with Gronk. I
Yeah.
still got Leonard Fournette. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe Leonard Fournette is a free agent too.
Oh, is he a free agent too?
Yeah. So it
Oh,
comes now. We come down to the situation which we talk about all the time. It's like you put these teams together, but it's hard to
hard to
hold them
hold them
together
together. Yeah.
because saying payments and people start outplaying them contracts. It's like, yeah, you signed me for a 1 year, 2 year deal, but I've already outplayed that in this 1 year. Like I'm not.
Right.
I now they want to pay me. Von Miller. Are you staying in LA
Oh.
or are you going elsewhere?
I'm running it back, bro. Especially if Donald comes back, I'm running it back.
Running it back. Tell it's like
Mhm.
we gonna ride till the wheels fall off. Da-
If Donald stays and OBJ stays, oh yeah, I'm running it back, bro. Do not. Yeah, I'm not going on.
David Njoku, tight end, Cleveland Browns.
Who?
The David Njoku,
Who is that?
exactly. Well, he's been around for a while, but he hasn't lived up to what it is. So I think he's definitely going to have to go somewhere else to kind of like reestablish himself. But of course, if there's no one else asking or checking for him, then you got to take what you can take. But
Mm-hmm.
he was a top pick in the 2017 draft, but he just hasn't amounted or lived up to
About
that
anything because
billing.
he ain't a
Yeah,
house. No, he's definitely not a. Well, I've heard of him actually.
yeah.
Yeah, I have heard of him, but he's not. He's almost like Jadavian Clowney.
Uh huh. Cordell Patterson. You think he's going to take
He's
his
still in Minnesota. Where is he at? No, he in Atlanta, right?
yeah, he's in Atlanta. So you think he's going to take his his talents
Talent
elsewhere,
elsewhere.
or do you think he stays, or
Is
you
he the
think he's
one in
best?
Atlanta? Or no, Calvin really is. Calvin
Yeah.
really is the one out
So
there.
yeah,
And
Patterson
then
is
that,
the was a receiver turn running back. So now he's a running back, but he gets receiver reps.
and not only that, And then they got that big tight end, that second year or third year tight end, the big kid out of Florida, I think. I might
Yeah,
go
the
if I'm
Pitts.
yeah, the Pitts. That's in Pitts. Yeah, I think I'm taking my talent elsewhere, bro.
I wonder where he can go, or else like what system he could get into, in which he'll be a dominant. If he was able to do what he did in Atlanta, what can he do somewhere else where he can be like just show out? Like he first started, he came. Where did Patterson come from? He started out in,
Cordero Pass. He was. I want to say he was in Buffalo at one time.
I think so, but before,
Yeah,
but they didn't use him in this way in manner how they use him now.
yeah,
Of
yeah. I think he
course,
was. I think he was in Buffalo at one time. Cordell Patterson. He was in Buffalo, and I don't know where else. Where else was Cordell Patterson at? I don't think Atlanta was his. I know that's where he at now, but I want to say he was somewhere else. I know.
where was Cordell at?
Yeah, I'm about to tell you right now. Cordell. He's been in a couple. I want to say he's been in two.
He's been on
Minnesota.
this. Okay, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So they definitely
Minnesota.
didn't use him like that. And he was a wide receiver in Minnesota because he,
Minnesota. Right. Yeah.
yeah, because he came from. I think he came from Clemson.
Yeah. I want to say yeah. 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 I would definitely take my
Go ahead.
talent somewhere else. Yeah.
All right, Rashad Penny, running back, Seattle Seahawks.
Mm. Hmm.
Like the Seattle's run game has been
I
like
like this right
dismal,
here.
bro.
I like this right here. If you don't know the player, cut him.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what Anthony say. Yeah, and that's pretty much like it is. I'm saying like I'm pretty sure that's how coaches feel too. Like if he don't know you on a first name basis and stuff like that, like yeah, um, oh man,
all the injuries and stuff like that. Like Rashad Penny has a plethora of injuries. The Seattle run game has not been conducive to helping them or helping out Russell Wilson, in my opinion.
mm,
So I don't know. It's probably definitely uh, time for him to go somewhere else, greener pastures, and get
yeah.
out of Seattle and see if he, saying if he still has something in the tank. What about this? Is an interesting one. Allen Robinson, the second Chicago wide receiver.
Who, Allen Robinson?
Yes,
No, you no keep. I stay there
he needs
because
to stay there.
yeah, because I feel like once Justin Fields figures it out, I think
Uh huh.
Allen Robinson ain't he the
They
one?
get. Yeah, he's the one, but
Yeah,
he's regressed. But it's like, is he regressing because of him, or is he
no,
regressing because of the
because
offense?
because of the offense. It's because of offense. I truly believe that Justin Fields wasn't he for one he wasn't protected well.
Okay.
That Chicago offensive line was not protecting him well to even show his potential. So yeah, I feel like once they figure that out, I think Allen Robinson is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and that's gonna be Justin's main guy.
Okay. Okay. And then of course, lastly, quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, Jameis Winston. You think they resign him, or you think he's gonna go take what
That's
he
hard,
built?
right? That's
Because
hard. That
it's like you
injury,
torn between 30
yeah,
and 30. You're torn between 30 and
in
30,
30. Mm-hmm.
but then you also is like, yo, 5-2 after
Yeah,
the injury. But it's like, is this who Jameis is now, or was it
yeah.
Sean, or was it a fluke?
And
Like, what
Sean's
was it?
gone. And
Yeah,
Sean's
Sean's gone.
gone.
So it's like, what do we
Yeah.
do now? Do we just go? Do we start fresh? Do I stay with Taysom?
That's a
Uh,
hard one because you just don't know how he's coming. Well, they just showed other day. I want to say yesterday.
him working out.
Today Tuesday. Yeah, him working out in the weight room and showing his footwork. So, but that's yeah, that looks good. But when it can will it transfer over onto the field? It's easy to
Hmm.
show you what your footwork look like in a weight room with nobody after you and all of that good stuff. But that's a hard one. I'd have to say, yeah, I'd stay and just to see. I mean, because you have to keep in consideration that he was 5-2 prior to his injury, and so yeah. But again, like you say, they don't have no Sean Payton either. So I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. I do not
That
know.
is it's crazy. It's no exact science. You never know because we would have never thought that Jameis Winston would have turned in and been what he ended up starting to be. It's just unfortunate he got injured, and then now we're at the point to where now you have to look at it's a lot it's a whole carousel out there now. Even though there's only a few quarterbacks that are actual free agents, Jameis Winston, it was a list of them. Hold up. Uh, it was a list of about seven. Okay, Andy Dalton, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, Tyrod Taylor, Jacoby Brissett, Marcus Mariota, and Teddy Bridgewater are the only actual free agent quarterbacks that are out there. Everyone else would have to be traded. So when you look at that list, it's like the only ones that really pop out to you is Jameis, maybe Tyrod, and Teddy. So it would be interesting to know if what it is or how they're going to go forth and how they're going to start to select these players and the ones in which they're not going to have to go out and make trades for. I think in this group, Teddy Bridgewater is probably the most would be the most sought after. Although I think James Winston has played into a position to where he's able to be able to be coveted this year if he's not retained by the New Orleans Saints. Uh, Cam Newton, I think he's ended his reign has ended to where he's been looked at and seen as a quarterback. Uh, Oh, I stand corrected. Mitchell Trubisky might actually be that. I like Mitchell Trubisky. Of course, I'm very sure you like Teddy Zach, Minnesota. He did good things for Minnesota before his injury and hasn't been able to get back. But I think definitely um, Teddy Bridgewater and Mitchell Trubisky are going to be in high demand. Additionally, I think Blaine Gabbert, the backup quarterback for Tampa Bay, if he's not retained there, I think he's going to be another one in which people are going to take a look at, uh, or at least get on a organization. Josh Johnson continuously he pops up here and there, popping his head up. He's going to be looked at, um, and maybe Chase Daniels possibly. But besides that, I think that's where it ends. Although there's a good amount of quarterbacks that are available, but of course some of them have even been on other organizations, or I don't foresee them getting any real burn as that goes forth. So it'll be interesting. Of course, we'll be continue to be here talking that NFL news and engaging and speaking about because it's going to be a lot. Draft is coming up. The combine's going to come up. We get to see some quarterbacks. The combine's coming up. Draft is coming up, and after that, free agency is going to take a front seat. So it's about to go down. Definitely about to go down. So of course, what went down yesterday, if you weren't paying attention, is out of nowhere. Y'all know if you checked with us on Monday that it was a lot of rhetoric going into thinking that Gorgon Dragic was going to go to play with his man in Dallas, but up jumps the boogie out of nowhere. You pull the veil
Let's
back,
go.
and the Dragon is heading to
Taking his talents to
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the
So
house.
I wonder. It brings up a point. Yo, what is going on? Why out of all is that basically what is that saying to Dragon is what does that say? Dragic, what does that say? Is it basically saying that he believes that the Nets are that team that he can make better, that they have all the pieces that they need to
Absolutely.
for a championship, and he thinks he can make them better, or did he just? I wonder what that was. What was the reason
Absolutely.
for him going to Brooklyn out of
Come
all
on,
those
bro.
teams?
Think about it, bro. Look at it. He thinking, man, okay. Harden's gone. They just brought in Ben Simmons, Seth. Kyrie's already there. But he's only playing away games. And then KD, once he come off his injury, oh, bro, that's a win-win situation right there, bro. Like he knew. And I think I even mentioned, I said, man, we'll take him.
Mm-hmm.
I know Ron was somebody, something
Him going to Dallas.
Dallas, but I said we'll take him. And sure enough, when I looked at it last night, I said, "Oh, I said, "Oh, the Dragons coming to Brooklyn! Brooklyn, stand up, baby! Let's go! Let's
And
go! We back in the talks now, bro. We back in the talks with the Dragon. Let's go."
y'all feel good again? Like, okay,
Oh
we can
yeah,
get back.
oh yeah. Now especially feel good now that we got him, Ben Simmons, Seth, and then when Kurt, we got making a comeback in 2 weeks or three.
He
Yeah,
should be. I think he'll be there, but I definitely he's going to be back for the
for the
Philadelphia
for the
game.
76ers game. Yeah, I think that's March 10th, ain't it? I
Yeah.
think they play
So,
March 10th.
hmm so get his mind right. I would hope that he gets in to get acclimated a little before that. So I will hope that he gets in the game, whatever the game or a couple of games before that.
Right,
So that way he can be or him both him and Harden. So there's no excuses to that. So
right. Yeah, I like the Dragon coming into I like the Dragon coming to LA, man. I mean LA to Brooklyn. That's a good look. That's a damn good look. Let's go. Let's go.
so before I go on Bishop, I wanted to bring up something, bro. I see your the pictures behind you. Is that the Winter Olympic laden? As we know, the U.S. won 8 gold medals in the Winter
Mhm.
Olympics. Is that what you got going on back there, or just Oh no, you got basketball. So you got a mix of a little of everything.
Yeah, just because it's Black History Month, Black excellence, black athletes, just giving mad shots out to all them. Wayne, what's going on, bro? Good morning,
What's
good
good,
morning, good
brother?
morning.
Yes, sir.
Still can't win. Stop it, bro. This is what you won't do. This is what you won't do, Wayne. We got the dragon. We about to win now, baby. We definitely about to take over. We ain't got
Pieces.
no
That's what
game.
it
We don't
means.
no game
Get
start
pieces.
back up until Thursday. With the Celtics opening, we open up on Thursday with the Celtics at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, back home, which means
Yeah.
you won't have Kyrie.
We won't have, but that's cool. We got drag. We got hopefully the dragon come right in and fill in that spot, man, and that'll be
And you
that'll
know
be
what?
perfect.
He played with Steve Nash, so that might have been that might
Some
have been a dis-
a reason behind it too. Question for you
yeah.
guys. What's up,
Yes,
Wayne?
sir. Yes, sir.
What you got? What you got? We listening. Give it to us. What you got? What you got? Um.
But yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, and then now, of course, what do you think as Wayne get the question to us? CP3 out 6 to 8 weeks. Do you think that's going to be
that's
damning
crucial.
for the Philadelphia
That is.
Sixers? Mm.
That's crucial.
Now you
That's
put it
crucial,
all on.
especially
Now
when
you put
they
it all on his back or on Booker's back.
Booker's back. That's crucial. Not saying that they can't do it now because Booker and Aiton, all of them, they still could, make it. If they can come out 6 to 8 weeks, um
That's right into the playoffs.
that's going. I was about to say that's taking them right close to who's the best black athletic, who's the
Probably
best
athlete.
black athlete of all time. The best black athlete. That's hard to say. You can't pick one, bro. That's not possible. That's not possible. You can't pick one because you, it's really not possible. In my opinion, Wayne, I say it's not possible. Who's the best black athlete of all times? That's like because of so many sports, bro. You could say Michael Jordan for basketball. You could say um, Randall
Serena,
Cunningham for football, or you could even
Serena
say
Williams, Tiger
Serena
Woods,
Williams, Tiger
Bo
Woods, yeah,
Jackson.
Bo
Yeah.
Jackson, Jerry Rice. It's a plethora of people, man. Magic Johnson, best black athlete of all time. Then we can go to track. We can go FloJo. We can
Mm-hmm.
go Carl Lewis. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's never ending. We go to baseball. We can go Bo Jackson. We can go Deion Sanders. Um, we can go. What is it?
Hank
What's
Aaron,
Hank Aaron?
Reggie
Yeah,
Jackson,
Reggie. Thank you.
like all of yeah, like
Yeah, it's
it's
not really.
over the years. It has been a consistent. One thing
Yeah.
we can say is that, when it comes to African American Black athletes, there's been a
Hmm.
consistency in greatness over the course of
Right.
decades
Pele,
and yeah,
soccer. We can go
decades to centuries.
Pele.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Boxing.
it
We can
just
go Floyd
okay.
Mayweather. Who made the best impact on sports?
Of course, that would be. I think it would be Jackie Robinson.
Yeah. you probably have to go with the older athletes, black athletes, like he said, the Jackie Robinsons, the Muhammad Ali's,
The ones who had to go through something for real, for real.
for
Not
real,
saying
for
that
real.
no one had to now, but it was like,
Right,
of course, as we know, there was
right. They
certain
had to
barriers that
set
had
the
to be broken.
presence.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they had to set the presence for future athletes. You know, like he said, the Wilt Chamberlains, um, all of those guys. That's and it's still a plethora of people when it's all said and done. It's still a plethora of
it's still people
individuals.
that's coming out after the fact,
Yeah,
after all these years coming back. It's like, oh
yeah,
snap, I didn't even know about this person. But okay,
yeah.
so Anthony, I see you on this. He said, let's talk about this list of 75: Vince Carter, Chris Bosh, and Paul Gasol.
What, them three
Not
weren't
being
on it? Yeah,
wasn't
they
on the
were.
list. No, not them three.
So check this out. Oh, Trey, I'm glad you asked this. And Anthony Price, did y'all see this last night? So there was a list that they created that had Jerry West picking. They had
Oh
who
yeah,
was it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Jerry
team,
West pick
the
They had
GM ultimate draft.
the
It was
GM alt, huh?
that's what it was. It was Jerry West. He picked
But it
Adam.
also had what's his name? He's not a GM.
No, it was just they just Quavo. That so what they did is they
They had
DL
what's his name?
Hughley,
DL Hughley, Dwayne
Dwayne
Wade.
Wade, then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. What
Tuesday
was
night.
that
So
one?
so basically what that was, it
Because
was like
because Paul Pearson, because them people you're talking about, they were on that list.
yeah, so what? So that's what exactly what it was. So what it was is that it was set up. It was set up like 10. I think it was 10 teams or something like that, or
Mhm.
where they drafted 10 players apiece based
Right,
off the 75 anniversary team, as well as X amount of wild cards to kind of like even it
right.
out
I heard
so
them
that way.
talking about
So
wild
I think it
cards.
was 8 people. So of course you had the TNT NBA team, which is Chuck,
Mm-hmm.
Ernie,
Shaq.
and Shaq, and then you
Yeah.
had D Wade, and Candace Parker
She was
was the
one. And
NFL
two
was the
Bird.
NBA in the NBA. Sue Bird was by herself.
Right.
Quavo was by himself. Uh, Sham Sharmia was by him was linked up with somebody, but he was one. And then Jerry West was one, and then I
Right.
was two other teams. And so basically, that's what they basically went through, and they drafted. They basically picked players, went through and picked a player. You know, saying D.L. Hughley was another one. So they went in and basically picked in a snake order and picked a player off their list and built in as if they were the GM. So that's what that was. The NBA.
Oh,
So that's what that was. So
okay.
they drafted the teams based on that, and what they did was a composite score. I'm not sure. I didn't see how they got the score, but I
Yeah, I
guess
didn't
I
either.
would assume they did it like using their stats,
Okay.
their yearly their stats, their career stats,
Critters. Yeah.
uh, as in probably the same way we do fantasy, where you do fantasy basketball, where it's X amount of points for scoring, rebounds, the stat categories, and
Mm-hmm.
basically they compiled those career stats, and that gave them a comprehensive score, a composite score, in which the Candace Park and them won.
Wait
Oh,
a minute. Oh, that's how they won by the score.
by the stats, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so that's what they were determined to have the better team with 965 points or something like that, in which Candace Parker's team beat out Jerry West. His team was the second team.
Oh, okay.
So it was. I caught the back half of it.
I did too.
Uh, yeah, I caught the back half of it where they was already like the list was already. They only had like 10 people left in the pool.
Yeah,
They
that's what I think. When I
yeah
left, they had like they each team had like 4 or 5 people to pick left.
yeah, and they had already used their wild cards, or someone had to. They gave certain teams a wild card or something like that. Because I saw
Right.
where Jerry West was like, if he had a wild card, he would have chose Draymond Green, but he wasn't the wild card.
Somebody had a wild card and they picked Tracy McGrady.
Yeah,
I
because
forget
he
who it
wasn't
was.
because he wasn't on
List.
the
List.
list. Yeah,
Yeah.
in which I
Somebody
don't know.
picked.
Did y'all catch the AI? Did you catch the AI T Mac versus All Star versus challenge
No, I
with the
heard somebody
highlights?
talking about it. I did not. I heard somebody talking about it. It was a debate. Some people are on the fence on who won. Some people got T Mac winning. Some people got AI winning.
So
But I didn't see it.
when I looked at it from what I seen, so I seen from like they had 10 highlights.
Mm.
I seen from highlight maybe 3 or 4
What
till
was it
the end.
on?
It was on Thriller. Triller. It was
Triller. I
yeah,
know
it
what
was
you're
on
talking about.
Triller.
Yeah.
It was on Triller. So and then if you was on the BR app, they aired it. It was on live
The
on the BR
BR
app. Yeah,
Bleacher Report.
yeah. So so from 3 to 5, from 3 to 10, I watched.
Okay.
So what I thought was going to be
A blowout.
because they had what they had was the epic, considered the epic highlight of all time for the person. What I thought was going to be the epic highlight for AI was not. So I thought
Really?
it was going to be maybe, yeah, I thought it was going to maybe a 1-2. So what I think is they utilize that. I think they utilized that highlight early, which is him crossing up Jordan, because I didn't see that highlight. So I
Okay.
assume they used that highlight earlier in the game in the show. But of course, the last highlight for each of them was, of course, well known, where you had T Mac drop the 13 seconds and
Yeah.
13 points in
Yeah.
35 seconds.
Right.
Uh, you had that, and then of course AI um, crossing up.
Michael Jordan.
Well, not no, not crossing up Michael Jordan,
Oh,
but
the
the
step
step
over.
back,
The
yeah,
step
and
over.
stomp over
Um.
Tyronn Lue.
Tyronn
That was
Lue.
his.
That one.
So,
Yeah.
but so what you would have thought when I looked at it, in my personal opinion, was definitely T Mac had like T Mac. I was like, oh wow, like T Mac was showing the
People
handles. He was
sleep on
showing
T
D.
Max.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. T Mac
They
was
sleep on
that
T Mac.
dude.
T Mac was one of the first ones, because in the beginning, T Mac played with his cousin
Hmm.
Vince, and when
Yeah,
them two
Vincent
was together
Toronto.
out in Toronto, T Mac he was one of the main ones, one of the first ones to like throw the ball off the backboard and catch it and do a self alley oop. T Mac did that in games on a regular. So
Hmm.
people sleep on T Mac, man. A lot of people sleep on T Mac, but I will say this, right? I like it. I like. Don't get me wrong. They taken that from, of course, the artist who initially started the verses. But I like how they doing it with the sports
Oh yeah,
network. I think
definitely.
that's a great
I would
idea.
love.
I love
I
that.
would
I
bring it.
love
I
that.
would love, because I started thinking to myself. I was like, who would I want to see? Because Shaq. Cause so like on the stage, it was Taylor Rooks was the moderator, so she did the hosting.
Mm,
DJ Envy was a DJ. Don Cartagena himself, Fat Joe, was doing. He was assisting AI, and then
okay.
Shaq was going back and forth, and he was over with T Mac.
Okay.
So T Mac said it was only two. He said they basically talked about who Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal said he had 4 players in which he let rock. He's like he liked seeing their game, so he would kind of like wouldn't touch them up. He's as he called him. He's like I'm not gonna touch him up. So I can't remember the one of the 4, but I know 3 of the 4 was he said he let T Mac play, he let AI play, and he let Jason Williams play because he liked seeing them play.
Mm,
So he's like he wouldn't touch them up. Um, and it was I can't think of who the last person was, but he's like he wouldn't. He basically let them get off a little bit before touching them up.
mm-hmm.
In that regard. So and so they talked about when he stepped on. So of course Taylor Ricks is like, "Yo, Jack, what was you thinking when was you like, ooh, what are you doing?" He's like, what can I say? He's like, I can say nothing. He's like, he did it. He's like, and then they was like, well, Shaq is like that was a night. AI went for 52,
Mm.
but the Lakers won that night. So he's like, at the end of the day, we won. So that's all. That's the only thing I had at it. But it was definitely when you look at it, he's like, man, look at it. He's like, bruh, the ultimate
Yeah.
finishing move. But T Mac, bruh, his highlights when you look at it, it's like, oh wait, T Mac is
He
the
the truth, bro.
dribbling.
Oh
His
yeah.
handle was nice.
All of that.
Like he had them.
Leap
He had
out the
the
gym.
bunnies. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had the
Leap out the
bunnies
gym. Yep.
catching bodies. And then he was even humble about it. He's like, yeah, he's like, I had to do it to him. He's like, saying that's my brother, but saying he had to. He's like, I'm telling y'all. I had a. I got a street ball. He's like, I got some street ball. He's like, I got some street ball. And he was doing. He's like, I had to do him. I had to do him. Like, it was unfortunate. So of course the AI got it because AI is one of the top 75.
Yeah.
AI got up and he was like, saying it's egregious. He's like, it's ridiculous that T Mac is not one. He's like, man. He's like, some of these dudes on this list. He's like, how is he not on the top 75? So I would think that is unless we just have a boom of talent or people who are currently players just go ham. T Mac should be in for the top 100 or 25 years from now.
Mm.
T Mac, like you said, Vince, Chris Bosh, Clay Thompson. I would think. I'm not sure about Paul Gasol, Anthony, if he's one of those people. Uh,
Mm.
but
Yeah, I don't know about Paul Gasol, bro.
I would see, and there's also the possibility that some of the people that they have on the list could fall off, and they basically
By
add some
adding
people.
others, though, right?
Yeah, yeah. By
Yeah.
like I think when you start looking at it, like this one should come off, and so that's a possibility as well. But definitely T Mac should be in for the 100-year one, which is 25 years from now, top 100 of all time.
Well, a lot of
But
people feel like Penny should be there too.
he might get on there. He might get on there as well.
Penny should be there. A lot of people feel like Penny
Grant
should be
was
on.
yeah, well Grant Hill was on there, so yeah, so he should get on there.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's. You know, it's arguably a few people who was left off who they feel probably should be on there. You know what I'm saying? Um. It's so many great players that has passed through the courts that you wonder, like, man, how did they even make that pick without adding certain individuals? People say Vince didn't make it because he was injured a lot. uh, yeah, but Vince Carter did things that
Yeah,
people just
Vince is getting in. So Vince is getting to the Hall of Fame. Definitely, that's going to be
yeah.
an opener for him.
Vince one of the main things in which solidifies Vince getting in is the fact that what he did in that Olympic game that they show every time they show Vince Carter highlights. That leap over a 7-footer to dunk, he clearly leaped over a 7-footer in a game to throw down a dunk. Bruh, that's phenomenal. Like, that's unheard of for Vince Carter to do something like that. Yeah,
Crazy.
it is crazy. The AD's on the
And which
list, but yeah,
I agree. Like AD
yeah,
probably shouldn't have been on the list.
not yet, not yet. No, 80, yeah. I don't feel 80 probably should be on that list yet. I think it's premature to putting 80 on the list right now. Yeah, I don't see 80 being on that list, but he is on it. But there's so many other people like you said, White Chocolate not on there. Jason Williams, he's not on there. Karl Malone, no, Karl Malone wasn't on. Oh wait, was Karl Malone on that
I
list?
think he was on the list.
I think he was actually. I think Karl Malone was on that list actually. I think Karl Malone was on that list. Ben Wallace wasn't on the list.
You think Ben Wallace deserves to be on it?
I think Ben Wallace.
I mean, he did. He was a dominant force
Yeah,
defensively for a while.
yeah. I feel like he might be deserving.
Who? What's his name was on the list? Of course.
Who?
Dennis Rodman.
Oh yeah, definitely Dennis was gonna be
Matter
on
of
the list.
fact, it was
Yeah.
a picture I seen last night, or a video seen last night, where LeBron, Steph, Carmelo, Chris Paul, who else was it? It was like 5 or 6 people took a picture, and Dennis Rodman took the picture with him. But Dennis Rodman took his jacket off and threw it on the floor.
What?
Yeah, it was a
I'm not
picture.
surprised. I'm not surprised. That's Dennis, man.
I was
I'm
like,
not
bruh.
surprised.
He
That's
took his
Dennis.
jacket off and threw it on the floor, man.
I'm not. I'm not one bit surprised about that. Dennis, we know everybody know Dennis is Dennis, bro. Dennis Rodman is one of the most scrutinized and most misunderstood players in the NBA or former NBA. Everywhere Dennis been, they won a championship. Facts. So he's deserving to be on the
Yeah.
list.
Oh
He's
yeah, yeah.
definitely
Dennis,
deserving to be on
like
the
no
list.
matter how quirky like that man did work, is not isn't he is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Definitely deserves to be on the list. But I didn't see a Cooper on the list. Cooper wasn't on there.
matter of fact, Cooper is up for Hall of Fame to get Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
he's
I didn't
just
see
going.
Cooper on that
Hopefully,
list.
he's a finalist for the Hall of Fame.
I didn't see Cooper on that list. I didn't see was whatchamacallit on the list?
Who?
That's who That's what I was looking. I wanted to see. Uh, Good Lord, clutch shooter
Dennis Horry,
Robert Ory.
Robert Horry. Oh hell
Robert
no,
Ory.
Robert
Robert
Horry.
Ory.
Nah,
Yeah,
he's at
Robert
it.
Ory.
Yeah, that's he's not. That's not. Yeah, definitely not.
Mm. One of the most clutch shooters in the league ever played a game, bro. Just say it. Dennis is definitely an idiot. I wouldn't say he's an idiot, man. Just Dennis. Just I just
He's
say Dennis.
different.
He's different. He
Yeah,
is.
he
He's
definitely moves
different.
in his own. He definitely
He
moves in
moves
his
the
own.
way
His
he
own.
wants to move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
without
he
a doubt.
moves in his own world. He moves the way he chooses to move, bro. In my opinion, that's just Dennis, man. And he don't care about what anybody thinks. Dennis is gonna be Dennis.
Cause he showed it. I looked. I was like, this dude is wild. In he stood up and he tossed it on the ground, and they said something. He's like, man. And he's like, take the picture. You know what I'm saying? Put his fingers out. I was like, okay, Dennis.
Probably because he was trying to show off his outfit. Because Dennis gonna have on some wild stuff. He gonna have on some stuff that you just ain't expecting him to. Well, you are expecting him to wear, but just some stuff you ain't never seen before when it comes to Dennis.
Which
Fingernails
it was
painted,
definitely, which is
all
definitely,
types of stuff.
it was exactly that. Like he had, because as a matter of fact, Jordan stood up and looked out. He's like, hey, let me take a look at you. He looked and he said something about it. So it was
Mm.
crazy. It was crazy. So
Did you hear about Jordan challenging Magic Johnson on Sunday to a one-on-one game? He was like, "Hey," he asked Magic. He was like, "Hey, you got your shoes in the car?" Michael Jordan is the most. Everyone knows Michael Jordan is probably one of the most competitive individuals in all of sports, bro. And they was talking, him and Magic go back in regards to talking mess. And so they was talking noise back and forth, back and forth. And so Mike was like, look, man, you got your sneakers in the car, man. Lace them up. Lace them up. Let's go. Lace them up and let's go. And we know he just turned
no
what,
talking.
59?
Let's get. Yeah, he's just 59.
59. He was talking about lacing them up against Magic. He's like, let's lace them up. So one of the most competitive people probably out there. It's fun. I know it can only, man, I would just love to be a fly on the wall being around them guys and just hearing them talk trash. And they still talk trash to this day. Mike probably said, I owned you, Magic. I owned you. You was on your way out. And I owned you when you was on your way out. You know what I'm saying? And Magic, Mike, you couldn't do nothing with me, Mike. Mike, you couldn't do nothing with me. I was the man, Mike. You can imagine how that conversation go with them, man. You can
I
imagine.
would think that definitely without a doubt, it would to sit in and hear saying those conversations, especially when
Man.
them like it when you go back and if you look at the 30 for 30 U.S. Dream Team
Oh yes.
documentary
When they
and you
played
hear
against each other, when they was
yeah
practicing. Oh yeah, the
yeah
battles. Yeah, I would have
yeah
loved to been there to see that, man. Two
because you
two
got
of, two of the most competitive guys playing against each other in a practice for the Olympic team. Can you imagine, bro? When you
matter
got
of
a
fact,
king,
someone else who wasn't on the list,
who
Chris Mullin.
who?
Chris
Oh,
Mullin.
Chris Mullin. Yeah. People sleep on Chris Mullin, man. People slept on Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin was a beast, bro. Yeah, Chris Mullin. Yeah. Chris Mullin wasn't on that list. Yeah. A lot of people sleep on Chris Mullin. Yeah. Deadlift Shrimp wasn't on there either.
Mm-mm.
Deadlift Shrimp wasn't on there. Another dude that was slept on um was Tim on there?
Tim Hardaway, of course.
Yeah. Was he? Okay. Two step
Tim
Tim.
Hardaway, Tim Hardaway, David Robinson.
I knew Dave was
Uh,
gonna be on there. One of the best big mans ever to play the game. We knew
so
David
yeah,
was gonna be there. King was
so
gonna be
they.
there. Shaq was gonna be there. We knew those people gonna be there. Will
Oh yeah,
all them was gonna be on there without
yeah, no,
question.
without a doubt. Yeah, without question.
Without
Uh,
question.
uh,
Oh, I'm
so I mean, I look forward to being around to see the 100 list and and going
Me
from
too.
there. What that puts you about what 76? My fault. I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
Hey. Whoa, pause. Yeah, no, that would put me at 76, bro.
Yeah, so that's still
I hope to
a
be
good
around
age,
for that. Yeah,
nice and right.
yeah. I hope to be around to see that.
So, what are your expectations, Bishop? Is saying the season, the halfway mark is here. Like you said, the games start back on Thursday.
Hmm.
What's your expectations for the second half of the season?
I expect that now the NBA season starts
Hmm.
officially. Starts like we
Okay,
we know it started back in prior to the NBA All Star game back in January or whatever. But now it's the race to get into the playoffs. So now we about to see these boys,
playoffs.
all of them. Yeah, they about to ball out. I think they. I bet being put it in order. I bet NBA won't put it in order. I don't think you can put it in order, Anthony. If you talk about the list, I don't think you can put it in order. To
Oh
be
yeah,
honest,
of course not. It's too subjective.
yeah, there's no way you can put it in
Now,
order.
what I do, from what I understand, is they kind of like had a tier set up,
Mm,
and at the top there was no one standing on the tier, and they didn't expect Michael Jordan to be there, and he showed up, and like the arena erupted when they announced his name, and he walked out. And so Magic alluded to tell Magic like Michael like, hey, get up there, that's all you by yourself. And he went up and stood up on the top tier for a second, did a handshake and then or hand wave, and then walked back down to where everybody else was. So that is, saying, based on the rhetoric of some players, of course, maybe not Scottie Pippen, but everyone else,
definitely not Scotty.
like
Man, I
everyone
should
else,
be up there.
but everyone else, saying, feels like okay, saying that Jordan is probably
Without
that
being
dude.
said,
Yeah,
it was said. Yeah,
giving him the respect, like
yeah,
saying they understand what he did for the game, and
yeah.
although they may be great in their own right, they just saying give him the podium, no different than
Yeah.
what he gives Kobe at the end of the day.
Game recognized game, bro.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Without question, game recognized game, bro.
But basically,
It's
you're
all
looking
said and
for
done.
it to get kind of the basically it's go time now. Is basically what you're looking at.
Yeah, yeah, it's go time. Yeah, yeah. We all know when once the NBA All Star comes, it's no more playing around. It's time to this now is the fourth quarter of the NBA All Star game. It's time. We had fun prior to NBA All Star Weekend. NBA All Star Weekend has come and gone. Now it's time. It's fourth quarter. They get serious in the NBA All Star game in the fourth quarter because now they trying to win, and that's what everybody's on that level right now. I think everybody's on that conquer and destroy and take no names and keep moving.
So of course, what you have is the in the East, the Miami Heat and Chicago Bulls are tied at 38 and 21 apiece, currently sharing the first place for the the Eastern Conference. Um, On third, we have the Philadelphia 76ers, the Cleveland Cavaliers fourth, the Milwaukee Bucks fifth, and the sixth seed currently is the Boston Celtics. When you look at the play-in, you have the Toronto Raptors at 7, 8, the Brooklyn Nets, number 9, the Charlotte Hornets, and number 10, the Atlanta Hawks. And currently looking at the the play-in tournament. Uh, only a game behind the Washington Wizards, a game behind Atlanta, uh, and then
Mm,
of course last in the NBA with being a total of 25 games behind the top seed, which means they are 15 games behind. The 10th seed is the Orlando Magic. So in that, Bishop, do you see anyone from the play-in potentially making their way into the top six and pushing someone down? Of course, I know you probably ride for your Nets. They are
absolutely.
currently
Eight.
currently 2.5 games out of
Mm,
the sixth seed.
yep.
Um,
Yep. We finna make a run now. We got Dragon too. Oh yeah. We definitely finna bounce
13.
up.
They got so 50, so 30 games remaining. Oh, 20, a little over 20 games remaining. Currently in the sixth seed.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah.
in, in the West, of course, Phoenix is far above anyone in the NBA, 48 and 10. Golden State 42 and 17 in the second spot. Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies coming on strong, 8 games out of first place, out of the first slot and seed, a game
Hmm.
and a half behind the second. The 41 and 19 in third, Fourth, Utah Jazz. The Dallas Mavericks are fifth. Sixth, the Denver Nuggets with the Minnesota Timberwolves in the seventh seed. Eighth seed, the Los Angeles Clippers. The ninth seed, the Los Angeles Lakers. And the 10th seed, the Portland Trailblazers made their way back in. Um,
Mm.
the Lakers only a game and a half out of eighth. Total 6 games out of the sixth seed. Of course, the Houston Rockets, 33 games out of first, which puts them at 9.5 games out of the 10th seed slot.
Mm.
Next up, of course, you have San Antonio and New Orleans at 11 and 12, respectively, that are 2 games out of the 10th. So it's not all a loss yet, Anthony. Best big three currently on paper, it would be, I would say it would be the Lakers. But of course,
Lakers,
their
yeah,
big three,
by
yeah,
paper,
on paper it would be
yeah.
the Lakers. But
But
with the breakup of Harden, Kyrie, and KD, and then of course with them not playing, I would say the best current big three belongs to. Mm,
Phoenix.
I would have said that, but Chris Paul's out now.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it would. I think it probably now belongs to, in which they're probably not considered a big three, but I think it's a toss up between Golden State and Memphis with Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, and Jarrett Jackson Jr. in
Mm-hmm.
Memphis, and then of course Wiggins, Clay, and Steph in Golden State.
Golden State.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Or no,
That's
no, no, no. Well, yeah, because he's not back yet. I was about to say. Then you got Chicago got a pretty good, but they're missing a third player. They're more. Oh no, they might actually be with Vucevic, Levine,
oh,
and
and
DeRozan in
DeRozan,
Chicago. In
DeRozan.
Chicago,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Cleveland has what is sort of not a big three, but they have with Jared Allen, even Mobley and Darius Garland doing
Mm-hmm.
work. And then still you got Milwaukee with Drew Holiday, defending champions, Drew
Drew
Holiday,
Holiday, the Greek,
Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Chris Middleton. So
Middleton. Yeah.
there's some out there. And then Boston
Hey,
might be.
Herman, what's going on? Who would Boston's third big man be? Who would be third one be though? That's
Yeah,
my problem.
that's I
That's
think
what I'm looking
Smart
at.
maybe.
Who Smart?
Yeah,
Marcus
Smart would
Smart.
be.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Marcus Smart I think would be their third one
hey,
with Jalen Brown and
and then
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So interesting enough, but I additionally, like you said, Bishop, look forward to this. I'm very sure. I mean, hoping that that Westbrook, you wasn't at the game, you wasn't in the All Star game this year. I hope you took the time to kind of relax, recharge, re-energize yourself,
It's
and,
time.
and get
Time is
ready
now.
because now you know what I'm saying.
Time
Now
is now.
AD is out 4 weeks.
Yeah. Time is
Now
now.
it's you and LB, you and
That's it.
Bron, bro. Let's get
This
it.
time is now.
Let's get it. Rest. Show them why. Shut everybody up. Shut me up. Make me shut
Make
my mouth.
yeah.
Make me sit and
Time
eat
is
my
now.
words. Talking about maybe Westbrook should be traded or he's not it. I still got. Faith in you, bro. Like
Time is now.
let's go. Westbrook.
Time is now for them.
AD, however, I'm still on my same kick. Like AD needs to go. Not on
Oh,
not on maliciously, but I just think it's time to move
time to
him
move on.
to get some some type of compensation and get something back for him. But
Mhm.
Russ, you a different story, bro. Let's get it.
A different story. Let's get it.
Yeah, I need that. Need that.
Need that about you.
Ben Simmons, what you think? You ready for his? What is going
I
to
am.
his?
I'm so ready. I've been ready, man. I'm looking for Ben Simmons to do something. Wizards going to be a sleeper team. Absolutely. Washington people are sleeping on Washington, bro. They are sleeping on Washington.
I think it's actually sleeping on in all aspects, football and basketball.
Yeah, they sleeping on Washington. The Wizards are definitely going to be contenders for
But
sure.
I don't know how much the Wizards can give or how much they can put forth when you look at the fact that now their Brady Beal is done for the year. Although the KCP, Kuzma, uh, Chumera,
Mm,
they're holding it down, but I don't know how long is that sustainable. Like at this point, like we said, they're a game out of the 10th seed from the 10th seed.
hmm
I just don't know. You know, what I'm saying with 30
Right.
games left, I'm not sure uh, how effective they can be. But I mean, at this point, it's until probably a week or a month or so from now, then we can kind of start to see how it's ended up. Of course, we know injuries cause a huge detriment to it, so it remains to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Oh,
should see. Time is now, though, for sure.
so additionally, Bishop, I know
Mm.
yesterday we talked about college basketball.
Hmm.
As we know, we're getting close. At this point, there's about 5 games until the conference tournament start. As we start to see who's punching the tickets to get into um,
March
the big
Madness.
dance, yeah, March
Yeah.
Madness big dance, in which I'm very sure we're gonna have some. I'm looking at planning some for that, so where everyone can get involved. But until that happens, we saw the brawl, or saying little melee with Michigan versus Wisconsin. Outcome basically, I thought was going to be a situation where Mr. Howard, Coach Howard, John Howard, head coach for the Michigan Wolverines, got fired. But of course, that didn't
I
happen.
didn't think that was gonna happen. I didn't think
Five,
that was.
5 game suspension. You think that works?
That's fair.
5 game suspension.
That's fair.
Additionally, Coach Bard for the Wisconsin Badgers basketball team was fined $10,000. I guess they're presumed as the individuals that started incited the situation, and it
Hmm.
just basically went from there. So both of them, some type of with Howard, of course, I'm very sure he's unpaid, 5 game suspension, unpaid, and Coach Bard $10,000 fine as
Hmm.
for their part in the
Brawl.
scuffle from
Hmm.
yesterday. I mean for Sunday.
This weekend. Yeah.
Additionally, when you look at the top 25 um, in the NCAA basketball, it's interesting. So of course, Gonzaga started out as the early favorites. They were off and running, and then somewhere at some point they became uh, they end up losing, and then we went through a bevy where UCLA was number one. Baylor held down number one for a while. As recently, Auburn held down number one. Now they're no longer number one. So now Gonzaga's back at number one again. Second time in the season. Number one is Gonzaga. Number two, Arizona. Number three, I think it's Auburn, and followed by number four is was it Kentucky, I believe.
Mm.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how they end up facing up. Although we started out, we got us them Trojans got as high as number 7 or number 5. Took a
Hmm.
couple of L's. Currently,
Yeah, they had a close one the other night.
yeah, they took a couple of L's in which they've lost by a total of maybe 23 points. Currently at 23 and 4.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and with 4 games left, but unfortunately, their 4 games left. They have Arizona, who is like I said is currently number 2, and UCLA, who is currently number 12 on the as well as a game against Washington, I think, and I can't think of the other one. So hopefully, we end up run that table, finish 27-4, put us into maybe a number 5 seed for the tournament, or unless we're able to win or put us up, make us high for the Pac-12 tournament, and then maybe that puts us to the championship, and where we're going to have a high seed for the overall for the big dance. So look forward to it getting it in. I didn't see where Oklahoma, even though they may not have been in the top 25.
We're
I
not
think
in the
they're
top
still, yeah,
25.
yeah, but I'm very sure they're probably lurking around somewhere. But
Mhm.
from what I've seen this year, the not SEC, the Big 12 is a conference, a hard conference.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, because we
so,
got the Kansas, we got
oh yeah,
the
yeah,
Texas, who's in the top
U,
25. Kansas
OU's,
in the
yeah,
top 25. Oklahoma State, I think, is in the top
yeah.
25. We got
It's
West
Arkansas. What
Virginia.
Arkansas is a West call it is an SEC.
Yeah,
Yeah, West Virginia.
we
So
got some teams that's in the top 25 in the Big 12 for sure.
so right now in first sec they have the 75th anniversary team ranking the top 10. Number 10, Kobe Bryant. Number 9, Oscar Robinson. Oh damn, I missed it. But I did, but you know who they had number one.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, outright Michael Jordan, of
Yeah,
course.
without question.
Uh, Additionally, before we get up out of here, lastly, I guess you could say a congratulations in order for the U.S. women's national team. That's the soccer team.
Yeah,
They were awarded $22 million in their suit against
that
the
lawsuit.
the
Yeah.
U.S. Soccer Committee in reference to them not afforded equal opportunity pay. Against with the men. So they've been awarded $22 million in back pay, as well as an additional $2 million to be put into a fund for them to utilize after they're no longer playing. And additionally, also um, equal pay now as the men.
Mm.
Which is going to be a sticking point, so to speak, because they said it has to be negotiated in the new CBA that they have coming up, in which now it's not like the U.S. is going to allocate that money and just add the money in. What's going to happen is they're going to have to take it from the men. So it's going to have to be an equal median across the board, to which they say that will be the reason why they're going to have some sticking points, because now the men have to sign off on losing that money. Or losing what they believe to be fair in order to make it for the women to be able to get equal pay. So, Bishop,
Mm.
do you think the men are going to go ahead and be like, you know what, we should, or do you think it's going to be some
Some
kicking out?
are. Yeah, some are, some aren't. You're gonna have those that's gonna agree, some aren't just not gonna agree. It's gonna be probably half and half.
Hmm. So I look forward to seeing where that comes. And of course, we still currently in the lockout for MLB, as they are still having trouble in um, committing or being in agreement. Oh, Wayne, that's interesting. Please state your case before we got a few seconds. I'd like to have this conversation. Like, why? Why is that? Why is it that you don't agree with them receiving equal pay, or was that something else you wasn't agreeing with? Matter of fact, we're gonna we'll just continue on, Wayne. If you put it in the comments, we'll basically be able to see it, and that could probably be something to lead in with or talk about tomorrow. As if you're talking about the equality in pay for the U.S. women's soccer team, definitely like to have that discussion or conversation. Uh, Anthony, the Texas A&M coach, should change the game wearing anything she wants. Uh, I don't think that's anything in which we have. I think it just became more of a, with the day and age and social media, like everything gets put on blast. So I'm very sure coaches have been wearing things. You know, what I'm saying she. Oh, okay, I got you. So yes, maybe we talk about that tomorrow, Bishop. In
All right.
general, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sports, women's sports, the generation of money. We
Mm-hmm.
kind of touched on it a couple times, but of course, yeah, we had that conversation. So Wayne, we definitely touch on that tomorrow. Please jump on tomorrow so you'll be able to speak about it as well. But yeah, uh, me personally, I have an issue with her attire. Um, so I don't know how, but we've had that
What, the
before.
pink
So
outfit?
yeah.
There wasn't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So
What was so wrong with that? Wasn't nothing wrong with that. I mean, it wasn't revealing or anything just because it was tight and leather or whatever. If that makes it an issue, that's not an issue.
yeah,
Why? Because if they feel like it's taking the focus off the game,
I
don't
don't
look
know.
at her. Look at the game. I don't think I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
Not
I
not
saw that
not.
I saw that post on Facebook. I didn't see anything wrong with it at whatsoever.
But of course, you know, what I'm saying that. But of course, let's get ready to get up out of here. We got to go do a recording real quick on that power verse.
Power
We
verse.
we
Come
greatly
check us
appreciate
out, bro.
y'all. Yes, we greatly appreciate y'all rocking with us this morning, being in formation as we get back to the work schedule. We look forward to seeing y'all. Bishop, please take us out, bro.
Hey, I once again, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of y'all who tune in to First Formation every Monday through Friday, 0900 to 1100 hours, or 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time for you civilian personnel. We could not do the show without you. We can't thank y'all enough. Continue to follow, continue to subscribe, tell your friends about us. If you have any questions, or even if you would like to be on the show, just let us know. Hit us up in our inbox. We would definitely enjoy having y'all on the show. And until tomorrow, have a great Tuesday. Have fun with it. We will see y'all on Hump Day. Everyone, attention. We out of here. Peace. Psi Roll 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. We holla back.